The Multiple Sclerosis Association of America proudly presents the 2022 Improving Lives Benefit and the second annual Together at Home. Brought to you by Novartis. With your host for the evening, Tyler Campbell, and special guests, 2022 Corporate Honoree Alexandra von Plato and Mission Honoree Hannah Garrison. And now, please welcome your host, Tyler Campbell.
Welcome in, everybody. My name is Tyler Campbell, and it is an absolute honor and privilege to be with you all on such a special night. Yo, give yourselves a round of applause. It's been a year since we've done this thing virtually, so it is incredible to be around each other all over again. So welcome in to the Improving Lives Benefit Together at Home for 2022. All right, this is going to be an amazing and dynamic show. I can't wait. So much stuff is going to come to the forefront, right? The MSAA spotlight is going to be shined, and we are going to hear and see people who are making an incredible impact, not only in the community, but also here at the MSAA, and the individuals who keep this organization running, right? So that they can continue to change lives on a consistent and regular basis. And I want to take the time to let everybody know, listen, we are unified by multiple sclerosis, right? But the good part about it, though, is this, right? The storms of multiple sclerosis, all of us, it didn't come into our lives to derail us, right? No. It came to clear out a new path. All right. MS has unified us. It has brought us together. Some of us, it has given us our voices. It has helped us to discover our purpose. And those of us who are newly diagnosed with this disease, you are in the right place, because we are going to help you continue to push forward with this disease and know that it does not tie you down. If anything, it showcases and reveals much more about who you are and how you can further join this fight to change the world. But you're in the right place. We have you, we love you, and we're going to cradle our arms around you so we can walk through this MS journey together. All right. So some house cleaning options very quickly. All right. Very quickly. All right. We have our chat feature that is live and well all throughout the night. All right. So make those personal shout outs. All right. Click that person's name that you see and put this thing into the chat. Put your hand praises in the chat. Put your claps in the chat. Let us know how you are enjoying the show. And I, as your host, will make sure to include and put those shout outs all throughout the rest of the show. All right. We're also pumped about the amazing auction that we have going on. All right. So we need those funds to keep climbing, right? So the MSAA can continue to be the leader that it is with the community for MS. So don't forget to scroll through the auction, make your donations. Also through those mission donations, I will be continuing to remind us of that, right? Because we're going to raise funds, we are going to change lives, and we're going to do it together through unity, all right? So without further ado, I want to pivot this thing to my amazing and wonderful, illustrious friend, Miss Selma Blair.
Hello, I am Selma Blair, and I am so proud to support MSAA and all their free programs and services. So please join me in a one-on-one Zoom and get a signed copy of my book, Mean Baby. I cannot wait to chat with the winner.
Every time I see her face, I just illuminate, right? And that's what we talk about. The storms of MS, they don't come to derail us. They come to clear out a new path. We see that through Selma, all right? So listen in. Keep those donations through auctions going. Continue to bid, all right? Bid on the items. Go check that thing out. Continue to cycle it through all throughout the night. Don't let somebody else take away, right? Take away what is destined for you, all right? So listen, I don't want to say anything personal, but I'm going to throw it out there. Don't forget to bid on that Earl Campbell autographed jersey, okay? I'm a little bit biased on that one, but don't forget to throw out that bid and help a great cause with the MSAA. But keep those donations going. I'll continue to remind us of that throughout the night, and we will discuss the auction further. I won't let you guys forget. But without further ado, I want to introduce this amazing, amazing woman, a true leader, a true ambassador. And I'm honored to be able to call her a friend, but I think she's more than that. I think she's my sister, all right? I consider her a sister of mine. So let me introduce to everybody now the MSAA's CEO and president, Gina Ross Murdoch.
Thank you, Tyler. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Multiple Sclerosis Association of America's second annual Improving Lives Benefit Together at Home virtual reception. Last week, for the first time in 3 years, 150 board members, donors, sponsors, and clients came together in person for a reception in Philadelphia at the Barnes Foundation to officially kick off MSAA's 9th annual Improving Lives Benefit. I don't think we could have ever envisioned the changes to our benefit, but the challenges of the last few years have driven MSAA to reshape the way we look at fundraising. In 2020, MSAA launched our first virtual night at the Barnes, and then in spring 2021, we held our first season of the Improving Lives Through Art Tour and paint-alongs. We quickly learned that a majority of the attendees were people living with MS and their family members. Comments from surveys made it clear that these events represented a much-needed connection for the MS community at a time with increased isolation and anxiety. Those comments haven't stopped, and support from our sponsors has been critically important to help MSAA continue to offer free and discounted tickets to our clients. Last year's Together at Home virtual benefit was intended to be an inspiring way to stay connected until we were able to see each other live once more. What we heard from members of our MSAA family was that regardless of a pandemic, our virtual benefit provided a way for the MS community to connect, reflect on successes, support MSAA however you are capable, and know without a doubt that you are making a difference. Tonight, more than 50% of our attendees are those living with MS and their care partners. You are why MSAA exists and why we need continued support. MSAA has heard all of your feedback, and so have our sponsors. To date, this event is dollars away from surpassing $100,000 in growth over last year's event, and because of this support, we are once again able to invite members of MSAA family to join us tonight free of charge. As excited as I was to have the opportunity last week to speak to our honorees, to our host, Tyler Campbell, our sponsors and clients who were able to join us at the Barnes Foundation, I am even more excited for tonight's presentation because it represents how far we've come together. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for your never-ending support of MSAA's mission of improving lives today for the MS community. On behalf of all MSAA staff and our board of directors, please enjoy the program tonight, and please join me as I turn it over to our presenting sponsor, Novartis, for a look at the new film Beneath the Surface that they helped fund, and our partner, Jessica DiPaolo.
There's not a person out there watching this right now who doesn't know someone with MS. The fact that we don't have that kind of rallying cry bugs me.
MS can be totally terrifying, but certainly what makes MS so warped is that you don't know what's going to happen to you.
Boy, if I could make a bargain, I can live like this. We just can't imagine what our lives are going to be like in the future.
I'm scared because of my daughter, because I want to be there for her.
It's a monstrous realization. Wow, there are forces greater than you within your own body. It's heavy.
If I had known, I would have done other things with my life.
I was engaged. That relationship dissolved soon after I got out of the hospital. I was alone.
Literally, the doctor who gave me the diagnosis basically just said to me almost like, you need to go home and die.
People hear you have MS and they immediately go to the darkest place possible.
I think when people retreat from the world, the brain suffers.
I'll never forget that loss of control and also not knowing when it's going to be over. The fear of the unknown ends up being a lot scarier than the known.
Good evening. My name is Jessica DiPaolo, and I am the Patient Engagement Director for Neuroscience at Novartis Pharmaceuticals Corporation. I am honored to be here tonight on behalf of Novartis as the presenting sponsor for the Multiple Sclerosis Association of America's Improving Lives Benefit Together at Home. And as excited as we are to be together again in person, we recognize that we're still able to be connected even if we're not in the same place. It's the spirit of connection that the MSAA has embodied for over 50 years. Helpline services, peer-to-peer forums, and a wide range of programs and services are what the MSAA offers to the MS community to keep them united and connected. In addition to these important programs, we recognize that it is our connections with one another that really keep us all moving forward towards our shared goal of making sure that people living with MS can live their very best lives possible. It's been over a decade that Novartis has had a front row seat to the unique voices of the MS community. I'm very happy that you were able to see a clip from Beneath the Surface, a film which Novartis was very proud to support and which helped to elevate the unique experiences of people living with MS. It is you who are the experts, and we are committed to making sure that you are able to continue to tell your stories. We promise to continue to listen. On behalf of Novartis, I would like to thank MSAA for allowing us to be here with you this evening. In addition, I would like to thank MSAA for continuing to shine a light on the strength of the MS community. Because of the support your organization provides, we will all remain connected and inspired. Thank you very much.
What a way to keep this show rolling, all right? Y'all have to put these comments into the chat after what you are feeling with that video, because I know for me personally, hearing about the journeys of other individuals, it not only motivates me, it inspires me, right? And I think there's a distinct difference when you hear the stories, these testimonies of individuals, as well as how long we've come with MS. Hearing Montel Williams talking about that it was labeled as a death sentence. And we now know that that's not what it is. That's not what improving lives is about. That's not what the MSAA stands for. And for somebody, you needed to hear that message. And for me, I get ignited, I get excited, I get inspired. And I know you feel the same way, because it's not what you can't do with MS, ladies and gentlemen. No. It's about what you can do with this disease. And we've gotten a taste of that today. And so I'm excited, I'm hyped. And I know y'all see this amazing backdrop right behind me. We're going to get into some greater detail as to what that is about. But please send some comments into the chat about that thing, because this is some amazing artwork that we all have the amazing privilege to lay some eyes on today. But listen, without further ado, I told I would keep an eye out on the chat. And shout out to Jessica L, who has went in and gone in and made her mission donation. We appreciate you. Jessica, let us know where you're from. Thank you so very much. And piggybacking off of that, ladies and gentlemen, listen, we had our live and in-person event, and it was amazing, right? It was a joy to just see people wrap your arms around individuals and get so incredibly excited and set the tone, right? Set the tone last week about what takes place tonight with our virtual event. And it gives me such great joy to announce that we crossed the $257,000 threshold. We have that thermometer that's going to pop up, and, you know, jokes with me because I'm looking at the screen and my right means left and my left means right. And so work with me, y'all. Oh, there it is. There it is. Am I doing it right? Can y'all see it? There it is. We crossed that $257,000 threshold. So let's keep that going. Let's keep that going. All right. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. So thank y'all. The MSAA means so much to so many individuals across the globe. All right. A special organization that really and truly doesn't just talk about it, they walk it out. All right. They mean what they say what they mean. And I remember when I was diagnosed back in 2007 while attending San Diego State University on a full ride football scholarship, the thing that I remember over and over again when I was diagnosed a month after my 21st birthday was that I just felt so alone. You know, I just felt so isolated. At that time, things were taboo within, the Black community in terms of getting MS. It was not something that individuals thought would cross over into the community at that time. So just feeling so alone, and I don't want others to feel that same way. And I wish that people will take full advantage of the level of community, right, that the MSAA provides. And so you don't find yourselves in the situation that Tyler found himself in back in 2007, right? So having this level of fellowship, having that level of love, having individuals who put together programs, bring on doctors to lay things down and get themselves into the community to provide a service for what individuals need, that's what the MSAA stands for. So without further ado, let's get into why we are here, right? And learn more about what the MSAA has meant to a special member of the community.
Hi, my name is Julian Boa. I am from Los Angeles, and I was recently diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So 3 years ago, I suffered from a small episode of vertigo. I did a month of therapy, and then it was gone, so I never got an MRI, I never got checked, I only did therapy. That was 3 years ago. Now in September, when my left eye deviated inwards, and I had to wear an eye patch for a few months, and a ton of doctor visits, and the doctors just being like, maybe ask your ophthalmologist, let's see your neurologist, and a lot of back and forth until I think it took 2 months to actually result in me getting some spinal taps. So I got my spinal taps done, and that's when the results came in positive. I looked online, I remember the first phrase that I Googled was like, what do I do now that I have multiple sclerosis? And there were a lot of really bad articles out there, but it wasn't until I found one written by Dr. Liliana Mezcua for my MSAA that was like, okay, you have multiple sclerosis, here's what you can do about it, like here's how your life is going to continue. And the best part too is that it was written in Spanish too, so I was easily able to share to my mom and my dad, to trying to explain to them what this new thing that none of us had heard of was, or like what it meant for me.
What I think was the most helpful in Julian's case in connecting with the MSAA is getting education, knowing more about MS. He is somebody that wants to know and be on top of it, but we also wanted him to connect. Taking his Hispanic background, he could also be a very an active voice for his community, where we know from our research studies in Latinos and Hispanics with multiple sclerosis that they can face greater barriers. So in a way, his connection with the MSAA through educational services is providing also hopefully a venue for him to talk about his MS and create a trust, maybe with the population where he perhaps has struggled before.
Being first diagnosed with MS, it's a crisis. It happens at a time where, usually people are really just blossoming in their lives. They're young adults or, middle-aged adults, they're blossoming their life and their career and with their families. And then all of a sudden there's those first symptoms, the question, the crisis of meaning that happens from having to encounter this disease, and being able to have an organization like the MSAA who can walk you through that process along with your healthcare provider, I think is crucial, because when you interact with them, you know you're not alone.
Es algo horrible, es algo nada agradable saber la enfermedad. Es simplemente saber que es una enfermedad de por vida, es algo desgastante. Pero te vas enterando, te vas empapando de lo que es la enfermedad, de lo que puede traer más adelante, de lo que es la esclerosis. La doctora Mezcua nos ayudó mucho en lo que nos explicó sobre la enfermedad de Julián, que su enfermedad no es algo que ya no hay esperanza, sino, sin embargo, que se le puede dar mejor calidad de vida también.
To those recently diagnosed with MS, I want to say that it can get better. And I know the mission for my MSAA is a really valuable one, and one that many people that may not be informed really need to hear.
Wow. And that touches and pulls on the heartstrings. From hearing the perspective and having the opportunity to actually meet Julian last week, right? And to talk more in depth about him. I think when I look at that video, I think culturally of the Latinx community, and I think you see from a medical professional standpoint, you don't just treat the patient, you're treating the entire family. And it showcases the tight-knit experience of the Latinx community and having to relay that information, right? And seeing Dr. Freeman, and you get an insight to see a medical professional outside of somebody who's just giving a diagnosis, right? You see a level of empathy that comes from them. There's that level of transparency and vulnerability that often gets overlooked, that as a patient seeking to get diagnosis, or a patient seeking answers from a neurologist, you're walking into an environment that you can feel comfortable. All right. Doctors have hearts too. And I'm so appreciative of that vignette and what it laid out. All right. And so thank you, Julian. Thank you to your family, Dr. Amezcua, Dr. Freeman, your mother, Francisca. Thank you all so very much for opening up and giving us light into your situation. With that being said, I want to pivot over to the topic of something that's near and dear to my heart and the heart of the MSAA, which is the topic of health equity, y'all. Multiple sclerosis is spreading into so many different communities of color. And like I was leading in before, when I was diagnosed, trying to talk about what multiple sclerosis was in my community, it was unheard of. Nobody knew. And it just further made you feel isolated. And with more people of color getting diagnosed, we understand that there is an imperative need. There is a gap that needs to be bridged in terms of education amongst these communities, because even as a Black male perspective, we are hit so aggressively with the disease and still seeking to try to figure out why. The topic of the importance of having your research and being a part of case studies, those are still things that the MSAA is working so incredibly hard to put out in the communities. It's not to mention being underserved. What about our rural communities, right? People who may not have as much access to technology, and why we have to work even harder to reach those individuals, because you deserve to have a level of understanding of what MS is just as much as somebody within the city. All right. So there is so much work to be done. But right now with the MSAA, we are in the right place, and they are advocates on the front line, all right, to build and bridge gaps that are much needed amongst the community. So that topic, if you can't already tell, it hits home for me. All right. But the good news about this, listen, I told y'all I would keep an eye out on the chat. Listen, the board here at the MSAA has put forth over $63,000 in terms of donations, y'all. Y'all got to put some hand claps. Y'all got to put some praise hands for the board into the chat room. We appreciate y'all. And listen, the board is still going one step further, because one of the board members, Martha, who funded over, I believe, $4,000 in her own right, has already put forth 4 shower chairs tonight. So Martha, listen, thank you so very much. We love you. We appreciate you. I got my eyeballs on the chat. We will keep this thing rolling, but let's take a look at some of the ways, going back to that topic of health equity, right? Let me bring you back full circle. Let me keep you in line. Your host gets giraffe giddy and hippo happy and peacock proud from time to time, so I got to keep myself under level. So let's get back to the ways that the MSAA is bringing to work to meet the needs of underserved, like I talked about, underserved populations.
Being a part of the MSAA, African American Council, certainly was a passion of mine, because I was looking for such a platform where there was more African Americans who had MS, because in the past, MS, I was told by my doctors that MS was a disease that African Americans didn't get. It's certainly almost like I said, a taboo subject. Black people don't get MS, but certainly we do get MS.
So it is important to look to diverse community when we talk about MS. The importance of looking at these different communities is because, unfortunately, when we look to the majority of the clinical trials that we have, where we get all the information of what we know about MS, sometimes some communities are underrepresented.
The Latin community tends to be more conservative in their care, so they take longer to seek the proper treatment that they need for the MS that they might be suffering, which tends to delay their treatment. So that becomes more of a challenge.
And so how I got connected to MSAA was actually through Marie LeGrand, and she mentioned a lot of the resources that MSAA had. And then I attended the advisory board for African Americans living with MS. And so that was another space where I was able to build community and really connect with people who not only were also care partners, but also who looked like me and who had some similar challenges with healthcare and with the systems and things like that.
MSAA is a leading resource for the MS community and is also a leader in addressing issues of health equity, which unfortunately impacts communities of color and those living in rural areas. While MSAA continues to work on addressing issues of systemic health inequity, we are also working with MS communities of color in our African American Advisory Board, along with our Hispanic and Latinx Advisory Board, to develop resources and educational materials that specifically speak to the way that MS may progress differently for different populations.
People of color living with MS, I think it's very important for them to research and look for opportunities like the MSAA that provides so much research and so many resources that can help you. So instead of having your pockets of a small community, when you reach out to places like MSAA, you have a larger community that can help you and get you the resources that you may or may not know are available to you.
One of the things that I think I'm very proud of is how the MSAA actually was able to kind of put together this Latinx advisory board. Our goal, or that goal of the Latinx advisory, is to try to close that gap on these barriers that we're seeing. Even though it's something new, I think it has already started to make a difference, and I think it will continue to impact the life of MS patients.
See, I love that video because it serves as the much needed reminder. There is so much involved when we talk about your overall health within MS, even as a caretaker perspective, even as a patient's perspective. There are a lot of things involved. Hey, you're looking at somebody who, like doctors mentioned in the beginning, I see a therapist every Sunday. All right, that added level of self-love and appreciation and valuing yourself, even with MS, that ability to understand that your life is equipped with a purpose, and having the understanding that you are here and that you belong and you are here for something greater. That's just as much therapeutic as some form of medication. All of those things play a role. Mind, body, and soul, your overall wellness. Please pay attention to those things. I'm so glad the MSAA highlights those things, all right? Very special, and that's the type of organization that we talk about. So there are plenty of ways that you can help combat this disease, and I hope that serves as a reminder, all right? So piggyback, I want to cater everybody's attention to the auction, y'all. We've got some amazing items, all right? Take some notations, go look. Listen, there's some stuff in there I saw for a date night. All right. There's stuff for fire pit. Listen, as somebody who's got 3 children, I need that date night. You hear me? I need to get away from these little heathens. Come get my babies. All right. Go take a look. You've got the golf tournament for the MSAA. There's a twosome available for that down in Florida. If you're on the East Coast, you know you got to get down there. But go take a look at all those auction items, right? Because it all goes towards a great cause. Call a friend and ask them, hey, do you need something? Because I'm on this MSAA event and they got some great items. Spread spread the word, tell a friend to tell a friend, right? But let's keep everything moving. Let's keep on schedule, all right? And the MSAA does this every year, right? And they get involved with the community every year. So we want to cater our attention, right, to this next amazing individual who represents the mission of improving lives today. You hear me? I'd like to introduce a native Texan, y'all. I'm biased. All right. Miss Hannah Garrison, the MSAA's 2002 mission honoree. Take it away, Hannah.
My name is Hannah Garrison, and I have relapsing remitting MS, but I'm also an artist.
I'm Junior Estrada. I'm Hannah's boyfriend. And yeah, I'm also an artist. That's actually how me and Hannah met back in 2005.
I actually discovered the art showcase sometime in the beginning, right after I was diagnosed. I was browsing through the MSAA's website, and I was so surprised to see the art showcase. And my shock was just through the roof because I couldn't believe, for one, there were other artists out there who have MS, and for two, they're being recognized by a very distinctive organization. And I remember thinking, oh my God, can I do this? And I wrote in my bio that I am an artist instructor. Somebody had emailed me about the possibility of teaching for this new series that they're trying to get up and running. I'm eternally grateful that this happened. Like, I'm just sending things out into the universe that this happened. Because working with the MSAA has just been truly life-changing. I've met just so many countless amazing people. Being able to spend time with not only the people behind the screens, but also getting to spend a little bit of time with the people who actually participate in the activities has been just phenomenal. Everybody is just so into their paintings, and I love being able to watch everything unfold as we're doing the art project.
The first Improving Lives Through Art event that I attended was the tour of the Barnes Museum, which was so great. And then when Hannah started teaching the actual art and letting us do it, I was a little nervous, but she was so good, and she was able, I was not embarrassed, and I was willing to show it to people.
MSAA, I think, offers many programs, but for me personally, I connected when I discovered the MSAA art showcases. When I saw that this organization had not only something that supported me with my diagnosis and my disease, but also supported me as a painter and a hobbyist. And it was really amazing to see the two come together. When I attended the paint-alongs with Hannah, the couple of things really inspired me. One, she was very positive, and she was very out of the box, if you will. She didn't want us to do exactly what she was doing, and she made you feel like you were right there in a live paint-along with her.
What's so nice about the ILTA events is that I can do it with Tori. You know, they're very family friendly, so we can do it together.
My first ILT event was one of Hannah's paint-alongs, and I honestly loved it. It was this one. And this is my favorite one out of all of them.
I think it's my goals that keep me going and keep me driven, because I know that I will regret not trying to achieve those goals.
My biggest wish for her would be for her to just accomplish all her goals, because she has so many goals, and be by her side while she does that.
My greatest wish for Hannah is for her to know and understand how much she has meant to so many other people.
Hannah, I would like to say, keep going, stay strong, don't be afraid of the future.
I actually have a painting with a quote on it that says, in life you have to keep moving. And what I think it means, if you got MS, it doesn't mean you should stop doing what you love. It means you should just keep doing what you do love.
Thank you. I mean, that tugs, like I said, it wasn't just because she is a native Texan, but it's because, again, you're meeting somebody who did not let the storm of MS derail them, but furthermore creates another path and a lane for them to make a bigger and even greater impact. Man, Hannah Garrison, welcome in. Listen, how are you doing? It is a joy. Like I said, I got a chance to meet you as well as your amazing boyfriend. By the way, when I see y'all in love, it just makes me want to go hug my own wife, for Pete's sake. I love seeing what you guys are doing. Man, Hannah, how are you doing? It's great to see you again. But we also want to point out this, Hannah. Like, you did some amazing work long before the mission auction even hit. You did your part. And I want people to see this. So let's take a look at the thermometer that you further added to through doing your own work and creating your own level of fundraising. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. That's what Hannah's a part of. That is what she am I this way? It's this way. It's this way. Hannah,
you got it. You got it.
I got it. All right.
Yeah.
Man, but Hannah, what do you love most about working with the MSAA?
All right, Tyler, I got a speech prepared for this because I was like, there's too much to say, all right? The people, okay? The people behind the scenes and their passion for making the lives of people with MS a little bit better. They not only provide up-to-date info on MS and what it is, but they also provide real-world support for those who need it, like MRI funding and walkers and shower chairs, practical things like that. But they also go beyond that, and that's the important part. They also care about our mental well-being, and that's where their support of the arts comes from. They put artists with MS on a platform, and I, as an artist with MS, am so very grateful for that. Seriously. It is my belief that art and wellness go hand in hand. I'm not a doctor, but I believe that the continued practice of making and doing things that keep my brain focused and alert has helped me keep my brain elevated when MS is trying to pull me down, because it really does try to pull me down, and I need the arts to do that sort of thing. So thank you guys. Thank you all.
That's powerful, Hannah, and that's what I'm talking about. Your ability to bring forth all those different aspects and what you teach on a routine and regular basis, and with that, I want everybody to go and join the auction and bid on that thing, because we've got private ILTA stuff that they can bid on, so they can further be a part of this experience, Hannah. And I think that's one of the more pivotal things that people need to understand. And so we are so incredibly grateful for you and what you put forth through the video and your ability to open up your heart. And I know you are impacting the lives of the next generation, which is what this is all about. And for me, somebody who has 2 children, being girls, seeing you impact the lives of young girls in this country is so empowering and so inspiring. All right. And so we love you, Hannah. Please keep up the great work. Keep everything going. And yeah, it gives me a great honor and great joy to introduce the fact that we're having our next video centered around wellness. Take it away, guys.
The overall impact of well-being on the person with MS and the caregiver, I think, is incredibly important to explore. Understanding mental health and multiple sclerosis, I think, is so huge, because MS takes so much from our patients. We certainly don't want it to take a person's joy. And it's my job to be able to help people to understand that just because you have been diagnosed with a life-changing condition, it doesn't mean your joy is gone. It means that we are learning and we are moving towards acceptance, and we're learning towards, we're leaning towards adaptation of what a person still can do versus what they can't do anymore.
I first connected with the MSAA through the Run Disney website. They show the charities on their website, and I saw that there was an MS charity. And I clicked the link through the MSAA, did the 2019 Disney half marathon. And so I ran the half marathon with them. It's just a great feeling. It's a great feeling of accomplishment. And I think we need that when we're diagnosed. I think we need something that says, you know, I am strong and I am healthy right now, and I'm in control of the things I'm able to control.
One of the things I really love about the art showcase is you're not talking just about MS. Yes, we have this condition, but it highlights every individual's artwork, and it just speaks of the individual. And it's just this great vehicle of still making a person feel whole. The art showcase really allows, I know for myself personally, to feel a sense of normalcy.
While we clearly understand that disease-modifying therapy is a crucial aspect of MS treatment, the medical community has also long recognized that health and wellness interventions, such as proper nutrition, routine exercise, psychosocial support, and management of certain comorbidities, such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and type 2 diabetes, are also integral to the physical and emotional well-being of persons living with MS. And a focus on health and wellness not only improves overall MS care, but also provides the person with MS an opportunity to take back control of their well-being, which is so important when living with such an unpredictable lifelong condition.
MSAA has a quality of life aspect to them. One thing that I've done my entire life, I've always been a swimmer. I started swimming since I was competitive, since the age of 5. And one thing that MSAA had and introduced is what they call is Swim for MS. I did a swim, actually 3 swims. I swam 3 lakes in the Sierra Nevada mountains to raise funding for MSAA and raise awareness for MS. I felt good about that. Gave me my purpose in life, because swimming is basically where I'm free, and it's where I find myself at one with the world. And so one thing that I can still do.
I find a lot of my support from MSAA comes from probably joining Team MSAA. Because when I first got diagnosed, I thought that I couldn't do anything anymore. You go through that depression, and any little pain, any little twinge kind of stops you from doing things that you like. And one of the things I like doing is running. So I had stopped running for a couple of years. And then one of the MS magazines came out, and someone was running marathons that had multiple sclerosis. And I realized that I didn't have to stop running and that I could still run.
And it's so easy to get caught up in the helplessness feeling. And I think once you get a taste of the determined feeling, that's what carries you. That's what makes me want to wake up every day.
And people say, if I had the choice to change my path, I wouldn't change it. I know that sounds strange, but a lot of people I've talked to, you really come to get to know yourself and just take one day at a time.
I think knowing that there's other members of Team MSAA who have MS, it's really inspirational, because you have other people who are, it's a challenge. It can be hard some days to keep up with your training. Your foot's dragging, or you fall and you got to get back up, and you don't know if you can make it, but you try and you do.
Incorporating wellness into community programming inspires togetherness. And having a community, including family, friends, other folks with MS and their care partners, to cheer you on will help inspire positive change. And these MSAA events provide more opportunities to learn, grow, and change.
See, I gave you all some foreshadowing of what was to come. You know, with Hannah, and if you've ever been a part of any of her events, you'll notice she speaks openly and passionately about mind, body, and soul, right? And being proud of whatever it is that you put forth into the atmosphere, whether it's on your job, whether it's the painting that you produce. Be proud of it because it's yours. It's a part of you. It's a reflection of you. And anything that you do in life with this disease, it's a reflection of you and how you feel. So sometimes you have to be your biggest cheerleader and your biggest supporter, because we know that sometimes individuals aren't around. And so you see the MSAA embodying that model of just bringing people together, right? And we're not as different as we make ourselves out to be. And we all have one thing in common, which is we can look to the MSAA to help fulfill the needs and the questions that may be marinating on our cerebrum, that frontal lobe of our brain, right? And so I love that video. And I want to give brief shout outs, right, to Kat in New York. Love you, Kat. I saw your name in the chat and thank you so very much. Listen, Dr. Freeman came through with a donation of a cooling vest. So thank you, Dr. Freeman. We love you. And Ann B put forth four shower chairs again. So thank you. The board is just rising up with those donations. All right. Keep those things going throughout the rest of the night. All right. And we need it. We need it. Okay. So I want to pivot. And discuss that a lot of the programs that are put forth, y'all, let's be honest, the MSAA cannot function. The MSAA can't help instruct people about things like counseling or taking care of your overall body or your diet or where you need to be for therapies. They can't put forth those efforts of the things that we discussed without a level of funding and support that is able to come forth. And so I want to take the time to introduce a special message from last year's amazing corporate honoree. And I love this brother, truly has a heart to serve. Brother Doug Kaufman from Medscape. Yo, Doug, wrap your arms around us and take it away.
It is so wonderful to see everyone again at this year's MSAA annual gala. As last year's corporate honoree, Medscape is so incredibly impressed with the work that MSAA does each and every year and the impact they have on the community. It gives us great pleasure and great honor to congratulate Alex on being awarded this year's corporate honoree. Congratulations, Alex, and thank you for all the work that you do on behalf of the MS community.
In March 2020, the whole world changed and everything shut down, including the Barnes Foundation. So there was just a lot of uncertainty. Nobody knew what the end of this looked like.
Like a lot of organizations, as we were kind of coming into the pandemic, we all really needed to be very innovative and thoughtful and transition to how we were going to live our missions. And our mission is improving lives today. People still had MS. People still needed the programs and the services and support of MSAA. It was obvious that we were not going to be able to have the event in person. It was really Alex who said, let's try to make this virtual. And it was one of the first virtual events we ever did. So it was her innovation to say, let's pivot, and was a coach for us in something we've never done.
Alex really took the time to work with MSAA to figure out our next steps and what our future is going to look like. Alex has been a tremendous partner to MSAA, has supported us in every aspect. And for me personally, on the communications and marketing side, Alex brings so much expertise in terms of communications and marketing in the healthcare space.
Well, each year we look for a corporate honoree that really embodies the mission and partnership with the organization. When we were thinking about who really embodied that for the last year, the only thought that we had was around Alex. The legacy that she's going to leave with this organization is going to impact the entire MS community for years to come.
MSAA and Alex von Plato and Publicis Health all believe that you can improve a person's wellness through art. Wellness isn't the absence of illness. It's the overall quality of a person's life.
powerful video. And I had the amazing opportunity to meet this individual through the function in person last week in Philadelphia. And I'm proud because at first I had to say her full name, but now that I know her, it's like she's a sister of mine. And I get the opportunity to call my sister Alex, but I'm going to introduce you all with her properly. Alexandra von Plato, how are you doing tonight? And thank you for joining us.
I am thrilled and I am honored to be here. And you are amazing. You're
Hey,
amazing, brother.
we are in this thing together. And like I said, I'm so proud that,
man. I am just, we are so lucky to have you on our team, man. You are awesome.
Are you kidding me? We've been blessed to be able to have you on the MSAA team for this long. So we thank you. All right. We appreciate you. We're giving your roses. And I have to ask you, and I'll tell you this, tell your husband hello. Tell your husband hello. That's sidebar. This is me and Alex talking right here. Tell your husband hello for me.
He will be psyched.
But Alex, I got to ask you this. What inspired you the most? Because this is what people need to know. And I want them to have a window seat into your heart as an amazing woman, because that is what you are. But what inspired you most about the events that you have to work on MSAA?
The mission of MSAA is a living mission, and it's improving lives. And the word that I love the most is today. A lot of the things that I've worked on in my career in healthcare and healthcare communications are about the potential to bring a new medicine to people, the potential to educate people and inform people, the potential to help doctors understand what new medicines can do for patients. But what MSAA does is it touches people every single day in real time when they need it. MSAA answers 45 or 50 calls a day. Try and call your doctor tomorrow. See if you can get them. There's wonderful physicians that are part of this organization, but they have some gatekeepers, right? You can call MSAA. Thousands of people call and people pick up the phone and answer their questions. I believe that that engagement is medicine, and that when people are informed and they become engaged because they understand what their options are, they are equipped. And that's the other thing MSAA does. It makes people informed. It gives them a sense of understanding and competency around what their diagnosis means, what their treatment options are, and it equips them in the most practical and meaningful ways. Every day, MSAA gets 4 people or more an MRI. And MRI, that's the key to them understanding their disease progression, how their treatment is performing, not to mention the hundreds of grab bars, wheelchairs, walkers, cooling vests. Every single day, they're improving lives today, tomorrow, and every single day. And that inspires me because we touch people's lives and we touch them when they need us and we don't make them wait. And I think that as somebody who has been working with MS patients through my work with the pharmaceutical companies who are producing the amazing breakthroughs in the last 10 years has been unprecedented in the amount of progress that's been made. The opportunity to really intervene with the MSAA in people's lives every single day. And today, I know we did it today. I know we touched people today. I know we're going to touch people tomorrow. And that to me is just so astounding and so rewarding. And I've been so honored to be part of this amazing team with Gina Murdoch at the helm and the entire MSAA team to serve on this board with this outstanding board who has such a heartfelt commitment to this community. And, you know, we're just so grateful to all of the sponsors and all of the people who support the MSAA. And I just think we should take a quick look at all the partners who have made tonight possible for all of us and all of the people with MSAA and their families and the people that we serve together.
Thank you so much to our sponsors who have made this event a resounding success. Novartis, Biogen, Genentech, Publicis Health, Johnson & Johnson Health, Sandoz, At Point of Care, Christiana Care, BMS, Medscape, Pharma, ANI Pharmaceuticals, TG Therapeutics, and Enochian.
Wow. Powerful, powerful, Alex. Thank you so very much. And it has been an absolute joy. Thank you for your time. Thankful for your passion. And as I told you before, engagement is medicine. That spoke completely to my heart. And I know you spoke into the lives and hearts of so many. Thank you so very much, Alex. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great rest of the night, everybody. Hey, go get into that auction stuff. There's still so many incredible things left. So thank you for your support, everybody.
I'm telling you, y'all, Alex gonna take my job. I might as well drop the paper, drop the script. She already done told y'all what I'm gonna do. Hey, thank you so much, Alex. We love you. We appreciate you. And you having a great and amazing night, okay? Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it, y'all. Those are the types of individuals who are here and have the support of the MSAA. And we thank Alex for her mission, for her heart. Listen, the auction, ladies and gentlemen, is getting ready to close. But before that, we have to take the time out to thank our amazing sponsors, all right? Thank you. We appreciate you guys. I want to put that out there to every sponsor that is there. Listen, every dollar matters, right? So nothing is possible without the dollars coming in. And so we appreciate everybody as a sponsor for putting those donations up to make what we do here at the MSAA possible. The auction is closing, like I said, in 100 seconds, all right? There's the countdown, all right? We got to start this thing. You've got 100 seconds. The countdown is coming. Get those bids into those auction items that I discussed. Don't let somebody take what you so graciously feel that you can walk away with. Compete, all right? Every dollar matters. Don't let somebody steal your joy, okay? And we also have our mission auction shout outs, all right? TG Therapeutics, okay? Enochian, Octave, and don't forget Walgreens and Remax. Listen, we thank you guys so very much. We got TG Therapeutics. I'm fast. I was reading. We got Remax who's popping up on the screen. You guys see them. Let me get my hands ready. There it is. There's Octave. We got them popping up. We appreciate you all. And you got to have JP Morgan. You got Chase in there. Listen, thank you all so very much. All right. We appreciate all of our mission auction standouts, and we could not do this. Again, we could not do this. Each one teach one, each one reach one. We lift as we climb, as we have those names continuing to scroll through, all right? We thank every single individual. You all matter. Your support matters. And again, as you're looking at this screen, don't forget to head over to that auction and bid on those items because the countdown has started, all right? And we're going to keep that pushing forward. We want to make sure that every individual gets their just due in terms of what they have contributed, all right? And we thank you all from the bottoms of our heart. And we know that this night tonight will be the segue of taking things to another level for the MSAA. And watch this, improving lives and continuing to be the difference, all right? Be the light in a world that is filled with so much darkness that we have going on. And multiple sclerosis or not, we shine our light here, okay? And the countdown, let's get that thermometer up. Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. Let's get that thermometer up. Let's see where we're at right now. Let's see where we're at. All right. This will be up and running for Selma Blair. We've got Selma Blair's item that will still be up and running. And you guys have all the way up until June 8th. For her auction item, all the way up until June 8th. All right. To bid on that. And for World MS Day, you'll see Selma Blair's takeover, and you'll see that on MSAA's Instagram. So drum up as many bids as possible, right? We want to raise some money. She's an amazing woman, has an outstanding auction item that is offered, right? And so we want to snag that thing, all right? So keep that thing leveled up because you want to be that person that goes into work on after June 8th to talk about the Selma Blair item that you walked away with because you came to the MSAA, all right? Now, heartfelt moment, okay? Last year, this is probably one of my favorite segments of the whole night, and it still is today. It stuck with me, all right? This next vignette, this next video embodies so many different faces, all right? So many different ethnicities involved, and then you're able to see, all right, what the MSAA means to them. Not just me, take their word for it, especially if you're new to this event and you're still trying to gravitate and understand what the MSAA is all about and the impact that this organization makes. Don't take your host's word for it, all right? I'm gonna let these individuals in this next vignette speak to your heart and open up your mind. Take it away.
I was diagnosed in 2015 with multiple sclerosis. Didn't know anything about what multiple sclerosis was. So of course started my research online. A lot of the research I found was from MSAA. They do a lot of research and have a lot of medical studies and information that they kind of make so it's those non-technical, non-medical people can understand.
One of the first things that I used from my MSA was its education tab. I wanted to really understand from professionals what it meant to live with MS, not just like the most horrible parts of MS. I want it to be like success stories.
The one thing that I find most helpful to me, I would say the webinars. They're easy information that can be stored and retained.
I really don't think I would have been as motivated if I hadn't met other athletes with MS and knowing other people can do this. And I hope to be a beacon to others who have MS, who want to run and that they want to live well with MS. And I hope that I can be an example of someone who is living well with MS. And the support of the MSAA is a big part of that, for sure.
I think another resource that MSAA offers is being a part of a community that truly understands. And it's a wonderful feeling to know I'm not alone. It's given me a lot of support in my journey and understanding and maybe lessening the fear of the unknown.
I would say my favorite resource from the MSA is the cooling vest program, because I am so very heat intolerant, and I will use anything that I possibly can to keep cool while I'm outside, especially like in this Texas heat. It's terrible in the summer.
MSAA for me and how it's been supportive for me personally is really with the community building. You know, when you are a caregiver and a care partner, there are so many things that aren't talked about and so many things that you go through where everyone is really focused on the person living with MS and are not necessarily as focused on what's impacting you. And it's like we're going through it just as much as the person living with MS is.
I love how MSAA focuses on the people that have MS and trying to improve their lives.
If I had to choose one resource from the MSAA that I find most valuable, I think it would be really hard to choose, but I refer my patients to the helpline because that's where they get education support that is so important in those early days with MS. But I also refer a lot of patients, particularly patients who are underserved, to the MSAA MRI Fund program because we know as clinicians and also for me as a researcher in the field of MRI, I know how important MRI is to monitor the disease, to detect breakthrough disease activity. And for this, we need people to have access to quality MRI in their communities.
So MSAA stands out to me because it's a comprehensive patient advocacy group that provides services, it provides education, it provides support. And I feel like the education is so unique because it provides education for not only the patient and the caregiver, but also the provider.
The MSAA really stands out among other organizations that are concentrated in improving patient advocacy really because of the outstanding people at the MSAA whose mission is to selflessly serve the MS community.
Laser focused on service. It is a service-centered organization.
Transformative.
Patient-centered.
Amazing. Groundbreaking.
See, that right there, that speaks volumes. That does better than I could ever put into words of what the MSAA means and the impact, the consistency. I think that's the word, the level of consistency that they bring to the table each and every day. We give roses to everybody who is a part of this event. We all play a pivotal role. We are all MSAA. And listen, we are going to keep this ship rolling. Such a special night. Again, that one is the vignette I look forward to each and every year. And I know you all do too. All right. That is our show, ladies and gentlemen. It goes by so incredibly quick. All right. So please put those hand claps in the chat. Let us know what you have thought about the show. Let us know where you were from, where you were viewing the show. But I've got some great news. Ladies and gentlemen. Our total for where we are at tonight, $260,326.50. So please, give that up, y'all. That is going to impact so many lives. And catch this, including in that, Kelsey M, I see you. You got your donation in for that grab bar. And yes, Gina Ross Murdoch, all right, CEO of the MSAA, all right, putting her own 2 cents in for cooling vests and putting forth a donation. So again, you don't just talk about it. The MSAA walks it out and live it out. That's the difference that is made here tonight. All right. So please mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be back here next May and we can all get together again. All right. Look at that thermometer. Give yourself some hand claps. Give yourself some praise. We are doing this thing. The numbers are still going. Now we're at 261. Oh, I got to move forward, y'all. Hold on. My eyes are failing me. I'm blaming on MS. Okay. Hold on. 261,852.75 cents. How about that? This Texas boy can read just a little bit, all right? Just a little bit. But listen, love you all, respect you all. Tell a friend to tell a friend about this organization. And if you meet somebody or encounter somebody who is or knows somebody with MS, tell them to come to the MSAA first. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen, so we can grow. Love you guys.